What are the parameters you should consider when you want to diversify into a new business? How do you create a long-term brand, or how do you create a long-term legacy in an organization? So these are two confusing thought processes that just put some light on that.
So diversification is a beautiful process of justifying your experiences and your wisdom. And diversification can empower the strength of your empire that you would have already built. But you need to have the eye to choose the right options or the right opportunities. It is all about vision. What is the vision that you have, and how sharp is your eye to identify the right opportunities? Diversification can be forward integration, diversification can be backward integration.
So one diversification could be only for a marketing purpose. Can that be worked out? Can this kind of relation be created?
Absolutely. You can diversify into an advertising agency if you've got too many businesses which needs advertising. So you can become a strategic investor in an advertising agency. X number of your businesses automatically move on to them. The advantage to you would be lower cost, better services and more services. Ready-made customer base of 5 companies, 10 companies or 20 companies.
So in today's business scenario, every business goes through different cycles, and many business owners think that I should diversify into a new business. So to discuss on this topic today, we have Agnelo Rajesh sir with us. And sir, the first question is, what is the right time to diversify in a business, and what are the parameters you should consider when you want to diversify into a new business? Because if you diversify, then how do you create a long-term brand, or how do you create a long-term legacy in an organization? So these are two confusing thought processes that just put some light on that.
So diversification is a beautiful process of justifying your experiences and your wisdom. And diversification can empower the strength of your empire that you would have already built. But you need to have the eye to choose the right options or the right opportunities. It is all about vision. What is the vision that you have, and how sharp is your eye to identify the right opportunities? Diversification can be forward integration, diversification can be backward integration. Diversification can also be in money terms, like lots of families have family fund, family wealth, which is operated professionally, where they invest in potential businesses which they assume can achieve growth, which can multiply the valuation of their investments. So it can also be diversification of their profits or their funds or the money that they have earned. Diversification can also be into different markets. Diversification can also be into different products and services. Diversification can also happen into different kind of audiences. It all depends on the nature of the business that you operate. For example, we diversified from computer education to real estate in the year 2004-2005 because I realized that very shortly computer education will be available in schools and colleges. People might not come to learn to computer institutes or computer centers like myself, like St. Angelo's Computers Limited. So at the right time, I saw that real estate development can be a good option to diversify into, because real estate in this country, in the powerfully growing country of India, was exploding in the 90s. So I started participating in that in the year 2004-2005, and I took that diversification. Diversification also depends on your capabilities, on what you're capable of. There can be, like I said, forward back integration, backward integration. For example, today I'm diversified into multiple businesses. I do many businesses, and I make sure that every business is connected in some way or the other. Like for example, I'm into restaurant, Sante Spa Cuisine. It's a healthy food restaurant. Like we make healthy food in a very tasty way, and we have defeated all the myths that healthy food can't be tasty. So we made it very, very tasty. That's why Sante is a very popular brand in the country. We operate in 5 cities. Then I ventured into the forward integration of gym wear. Now people have become so health conscious that apart from consuming good food and tasty food and healthy food, they need to go to the gym, and the best accessory to the gym is gym wear. So I ventured into the healthy lifestyle of people, that is gym wear, so that they could go to the gym wearing my gym wear. So healthy food, gym wear, this is all forward integration. The customer base is almost the same. It is almost the same. So you can always, now we might be diversifying into packaged food, which will be protein-based food or healthy snacks or something on those lines. Now the customer base almost remains the same, plus it keeps opening up doors to new customer bases. As a service, like a restaurant is a service, my mobility is very limited. It is available where I am present physically. But when I'm into the product industry, my mobility is unlimited. I can travel with the product to any part of the world. Anybody in any part of the world can order the product and enjoy the product and wear and use the product. So when you diversify, you need to make calculations. You need to do a SWOT analysis of every opportunity. What is the strength of that opportunity? What is the weakness? What are the real opportunities and what can be the threats? If you do SWOT analysis and then venture into that business model, it will be great. For example, I ventured into the real estate business because I had already developed a network of very important people of the city by the virtue of conducting computer education courses for people. Fortunately, computer education was a service which was taken by people who are bigger than me in age, bigger than me in stature, bigger than me in power, bigger than me in financial status. But they were paying me money, calling me sir and becoming students. Now I leveraged that to get the right properties at the most economical terms, structured in the way that could suit my financial capabilities, and I ventured and created an opportunity and I became a developer. So whenever you do any business, you need to understand what kind of diversification can you create by the virtue of doing one business. On an average, I think what everybody should think is at least identify 4 diversifying opportunities by the virtue of you doing one business, and then out of that 4 you can choose the best one, or you can create a sequence that I will do this first, then that, then that, and then that. So that way you can actually plan the diversification well. Your diversification should also be advantageous to you for your customer acquisition cost, because if the customer for 2 diversified businesses are the same, then reaching out to the customer whom you have already found is not going to be expensive. It's not going to cost you a cost. By nature of he being your customer, you already have a reach to him. So the trust is earned, the transaction is done, and now you're offering him one more opportunity of being your customer. So diversification helps in multiple ways.
Great. I think the best example in the country is Patanjali. Baba Ramdev started with teaching yoga, but then because he collected all the people who are doing yoga, the obvious diversification was into making products ready, right?
Absolutely.
So is this strategy right that we should diversify into areas also where we can actually get the customers through a new business, and that business can venture into the space where we are not able to reach through our regular business. So one diversification could be only for a marketing purpose. So can that be worked out? Can this kind of relation be created?
Absolutely. You can diversify into an advertising agency if you've got too many businesses which needs advertising. So you can become a strategic investor in an advertising agency where X number of your businesses automatically move on to them. The advantage to you would be lower cost, better services, and more services. The advantage to the advertising agency is ready-made customer base of 5 companies, 10 companies, or 20 companies. At the same time, when you have so many companies, which I do have, I get the advantage of buying media at a very economical cost. When I buy media at a very economical cost, automatically my customer acquisition cost reduces, which improves my power to reach out to more number of customers. Reducing my cost does not mean my profits increase. Reducing my cost will ensure that my profits happen, because money saved is money earned. You cannot charge the customer extra to increase your profits. You can save money for the customer so that he chooses you every single time, and because of the volume of the business that you do, your customer acquisition cost has gone so low that automatically it is helping you to achieve profits. This is a fantastic integration with a strategic plan on what you can implement, execute, and make everybody happy. So it's a win-win. When you create a win for you and for your customer, there is a market. When you try to create only a win for you, then there is competition. And when there is competition who cannot match your strengths, then it is complementation. They are helping you to create your market.
Correct.
So this is the way how you should plan, strategize, and outflow.
Sometimes in some businesses, like the liquor business, the marketing is not really promoted or not allowed. So they create a different brand of water or soda or maybe music or something like that. And through that business, which looks like a diversification, they are actually finding a loophole in the system to market their own product. So what is this kind of diversification called?
So that is called surrogate advertising. Surrogate advertising, where government restricts you to advertise on certain particular segments of business. But there are many other methods of doing it. Like for example, one of my businesses is HDG6. We are into water storage solutions of large capacity from 15,000 liters to 2 crore liters. We are one of the largest water storage manufacturing companies in the country. We have got 2 factories, one at Bhiwandi, one at Ambernath. The advantage is the size of these tanks are so huge that we tell our customers that this can be a free of cost permanent hoarding for you. Where you have not paid to construct a hoarding, you have paid to store water, which is a necessity for whatever business you are doing. At the same time, the outer surface of the tank, because of being metal, made in metal, you can put your advertisement on that and you can keep changing it because it is your own tank. So automatically, visually, you are communicating something to the world moving around that tank, what this company is all about. So it's a free hoarding. In fact, we have now proposing to the government that places of the government which are not being taken care of, which are in an ugly state of affairs and which are hazardous health-wise, can be reclaimed by putting water storage tanks, so it can save rainwater which can be used in non-rainy days, because water is just wasted, they flow in drains and it just gets wasted, so water gets stored. At the same time, the surface of the tanks can be used to sell it to an advertising agency who can generate revenue on those water tanks and share that revenue with the government, and they can also make profits, and the advertisers get advertisement opportunities at a lower cost. Now, these are all innovative ideas which can be definitely leveraged in multiple different ways. For me, I sell more water storage tanks. For the government, they are using the wasted space very well and they are generating a revenue which never had a revenue opportunity. Plus, they get to store water which can be used during the non-rainy days. It is solving an economic challenge of water into the society. So, multiple outcomes. Now, this is not surrogate advertising, but this is maximizing the way you can get utilized into the society, into the ecosystem. So this is how you need to position yourself and communicate to make the business better.
Like they say, kahin pe nigahein, kahin pe naik.
Kahin pe nigahein, kahin pe nishana. Many Hindi songs teach you business. Kahin pe nigahein, kahin pe nishana is one of my favorite lines to explain business.
Correct. So another approach about diversification is, many times I am into business coaching, and when my clients come to me, they say कि अरे ये business में भी मजा नहीं है, there is no margin, the time has changed. But diversification is not only in products, but it's also in markets. So when one market gets saturated, I think you should diversify to a newer market. So how do we shift to a newer market? How do you identify a new market? So when you hit a saturation in one area, how you can diversify into a different market?
Your competition is a great teacher. Where they are flourishing, if you are not present there, you should go there. Because your establishment cost to go there is very limited, because you've already done the establishment cost wherever you are operating from.
Correct.
As a service, you are restricted to geographic location. In case of a restaurant, I can serve you only if you come to my restaurant. I can't bring the restaurant to you. But in the case of a product, your product can travel to wherever you are not present. It is a choice that you need to make. Again, that is a matter of vision, of how far you can see your product to reach. And if you have the eye to locate those markets, you will be bang on. Yeah. You will be creating new markets at a very nominal cost, because your establishment cost is already incurred. So it's all about how you get into detailing of your business. They say that God is in the details and your competition is your best teacher. God is operating through your competition and He is teaching you what you should be doing, what they are doing, how you can better that. So if you can learn that faster, you can definitely make them your complementers rather than competitors, and enter into the markets where they are doing well by offering your product and services at better prices, at better after sales services, and with better features. So I think as an entrepreneur, you should always be on the lookout to do all of these things. As a developer, as a real estate developer, when the real estate market in the 2014, 15, 16 was pretty bleak and weak in Mumbai, we started a new strategy. We started constructing villas in India and we started marketing it, selling it to Indians staying abroad in Middle East, in Singapore, Malaysia, in UK and in the US. So we didn't want the market to come to us. We went to the market where the customers bought because they are from India and they wanted to buy something back home. So we facilitated that. I could not take my villa to UK, but I went to UK, met the Indians in UK and sold them the villas which are built in India.
Great.
So these are all strategic decisions that you need to keep implementing and keep executing. So from 2013 to 2020, this is what I exactly did. Went across the world identifying Indians staying there and sold them the villas that we constructed back home in India. That was in Mumbai, in Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore and Hyderabad. And it was done so successfully and so well.
Great. I think very, very powerful and useful discussion that we had on diversification. I think everybody will get a new eye for diversify.
I'm sure
you.
about that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.